All right. Sorry. I had the hiccups because I ate fast, and yeah, that went over. It didn't go over well. Now my stomach hurts because I ate fast and all of that. So, okay. Uh, I want that. This is my letter. Creator Success Coordinator is my official title at my job. I printed off the letter so I could try and remember what I'm supposed to be called. So, uh, let's see. Trying to remember where we were at. Okay. This is some lined paper that I printed off on the computer. I'm just going to stick this up here. I'm going to print that off. This goes to that, which we're going to play around with here. Hopefully my hands will cooperate. I have had 3 glasses of water today, plus coffee, plus Dr. Pepper. So, let's see. Let's start off with, maybe, if I can stand up without falling down and not knock stuff over. Okay, so this is the collage that we did on the jelly plate, and it looks really cool, and it's got a little bit of a clear right here where I missed some stuff, so we'll see how that looks and how that works. But I think I started a corner here. Did it already get really stuck down? Yeah, I did. Okay, so let's lift this up. Oops, I didn't want to rip that. That's okay. It's just matte medium, yo. Okay, so I'm going to take this and kind of roll it here. Let's take this piece off. There's a reason for my madness. So I don't know who is. Looks like Janice is here and Diana's here. Hello, hello. So this is that collage that we did on the jelly plate with the matte medium. That's going to be the beginning of a series of tests. So I just wanted to loosen that up because it looks like the matte medium went all over the side. So we're just going to see if we can. It also looks like a keen way to clean your jelly plate. Because it's pulling all the paint off too that was on there. So let's try and move this up a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm just, oops, I ripped it. It's okay. So this is a lot thinner than I thought it was going to be. So maybe we'll do another coat of, I have to grab the parchment paper. I'm just kind of pulling up the sides here. Because I don't want, I know me and I'm kind of like a bull in a china shop. That's the corner that I started lifting up. So I just want to make sure that I have the edges all pulled up before I start. And the best way I think to do this is to flip it over. It's kind of like pulling vinyl off the off of your mat, your cutting mat. So you always want to put your vinyl down and pull the mat away from the vinyl. So there we go. That's actually really cool. Okay, let's get plastic back out for this. They actually clean the plate off pretty good too. I mean, this is the other side that the paint is on, but this side is pretty clean. So there you go, new way to clean your mat and be productive at the same time. I'm gonna put that down there. So this kind of did what I wanted it to do. It's not as thick as I would like it to be, but I think we could just put a piece of cardstock on that side because I don't really like this side. I thought it'd be a little bit more cool. I don't like this paper right here. But this side turned out really cool. We could actually fold it like this. I think it's going to depend. You know what? But this is... It feels like fruit leather. Like when you make homemade fruit roll-ups. So, okay, cool. Now I gotta remember what I did with the book that we were working on. Where did I put it? Okay. Here's all the bits. Oh, here we go. Okay. So come on, baby. Let's go. There we go. So I didn't get a chance to print off the thing that I wanted to print off, which is fine. Because we're gonna work on we're gonna do this probably one more time. I am recording, right? Please tell me I'm recording. Yes. Okay. So these are our things, our signatures. I thought it'd be cool to make one of these into an envelope page. Even if it's a little bit smaller. But I think it's going to need an extra layer of something on here because it's kind of flimsy. I wonder. Well, let's see. Let's see what happens if we put another layer of... Did I use Mod Podge on this or did I use... I think this was the matte gel. Just wondering. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just we'll do that. Okay. Okay, talk in words, right, Tish? Talk in words. Use your words. So I'm thinking that I'm going to take a piece of acetate, because I like this. I just don't like this right here. So I'm going to take a piece of acetate and then fold it up from that. And then this will be a little flimsy, but it's really tough. It's like fruit leather, I'm telling you. So if we do, okay, let's do this first. Let's trim this down because see, I have that little chunk there. I've got the hiccups again. So I need to cut that little chunk off. Excuse me. There it is. Line that up. It's right here. See what happens when I don't put my stuff away? Okay. So this would be cool to even put in a collage. Okay. Line that up. Line that up with the polka dots. Because I just want to make the edges not so, make the edges not so rough. Because otherwise you've got all this hullabaloo. I'm going to put that over there. So got all that. I'm just throw this over there so it's out of my way. And then line this up. It's not going to be perfectly straight because it's handmade. Okay. All right. There we go. And then I want this page back. And I'm going to use this. So I'm going to come down about yay far and go up about yay far. And I'm just going to press this down. And then, so I have a line to go by. And we're going to cut a piece of paper 8.5 inches. So let's find. Well, where it rains, it pours, right? This is kind of fun. And so you get to see a little bit of the polka dots. No, I don't think we're going to use that. I think we're going to do, hang on. This is vellum. It's not quite long enough. It's okay though. Because that's actually going to be fine. So let's move this out of the way. And we're just going to glue this vellum down. I'm just going to use matte medium to do that. We're just going to glue it down just like that. And then we can just cut off that little strip. It'll be fine. So, oh, I remember. I used watered down Mod Podge. That's what I used. I think. Well, let's get another paintbrush. Because I don't want to pollute this. Cross-contamination! What do you normally use? Can you use the other things as well? Do you hand dry your paper or clothes? I let them dry naturally. I do have a fan going, so it helps with air circulation, but I find that things dry better when you just let it do it on its own. Oh, and I got these all wet because my Dr. Pepper is over here. God bless. Okay, it's fine. We stopped at McDonald's, which is not the best place to eat, especially for me. But I was hungry, and so was Michael. We had a neat little meeting with some of the artists in town here, or in the area, I should say. They're not all in town, but they're various types of artists, mostly comic book or graphic novel type artists. So it was an interesting meeting. I'll just leave it at that. So this is just professional matte gel medium. And I'm trying not to get it all over my clothes because, oh, I don't need to do it that far. Oh, well, it's okay. Okay, so I'm just going to have all my brush strokes go the same direction. Come on. Don't be like that. I've got the hiccups again. Okay, I want the side that is kind of rough. Now, some vellum will be smooth on both sides, and some vellum will be like smooth on one side, kind of rough on another. So, going for. Now, the theory is this should dry clear, and it'll have a texture to it, like it'll have air bubbles and whatnot. But it should dry clear. That's the theory. So I'm just going to take this. Where's my towel? There it is. See now, because there were crinkles in the paper, there's going to be crinkles in this paper. So there we go. Now we're going to let that dry. Try to get most of it off my stick. And I'm going to get most of it off of my brush here. We're going to be using this again in a minute anyway, but I'm going to put this back on this board. Just so it can dry. Let's lay it flat. There we go. Okay, so there is project number 1, stage 2. Put that in the drying rack. Okay, so let's see. We're going to use some matte medium, and we're going to do some collaging on the inside of this book because it's got this pocket, and I want to kind of collage over the edge here and over the edge here, I think. So still got all these pieces. This one for sure. So this I was going to save for a pocket, and probably this one too. So let's put these over here so I don't accidentally grab the wrong thing, because that does happen. It happens a lot. So let's get a general layout of how this is going to work. So I don't want to use that one because I'm already going to have this one. You know what? I'm going to go a little bit more in on this one because I don't want any white to show. And I'm just going to tear this one by hand. There we go. So it's got, when you tear it by hand, it gets a little bit more organic. So we got this one to go up here. And I just start, I tear away from me unless I notice there's a white edge. Then I'll tear it towards me because it depends on what kind of medium. I found you're supposed to always tear away from you. But I found that sometimes it just doesn't work. Okay, and we're going to put this one here. I'm just kind of making a pile over there. Excuse me. This one I need to use this for because it doesn't want to tear. There we go. So we're going to have this go here. Probably this one on top. like so. This one. That guy. Put something there. This guy will go right here. Tap around. Actually, you know what? I like this better underneath here, I think. Yeah. I've got so much dark stuff. I feel like I should have some music playing so you guys get some entertainment. Because I'm kind of boring when I'm working on stuff. So I just want to like loop over in some spots and not in others. Okay, so I think we've got the basics now. Let's put this back over here so we don't I'm going to start laying stuff down. So open up. This is, again, the matte gel medium. Go all the way to the edge with it. So if I have a little bit that seeps out or whatever, it's not a big deal. So I'm going to lay this down right about like that. But this way, if you go all the way to the edge, at least that way you know it's going to have the same finish. And then I'm going to go over this a little bit. Like that. I'm going to lay this down right here. I was thinking, wait a minute, is this the front of the book or the back of the book? And it's like, oh, wait a minute, the pocket's at the back of the book. That's why we did it that way, so I wouldn't get all confused. And then I get confused anyway. But also putting the matte medium over the top of the stitches on this side will help keep them a little bit more sturdy. Okay, so I'm going to take this brush here. I'm just going to take, this is just a little bit ink just to kind of knock down some of that whiteness. It's not fully inked. It's just kind of taking the edge off. So there we go. Kind of let it go like that. And then this piece, I like the white on the edge on that one. So we're going to put that right there, like so. Not so it's matchy, but just so it covers. There we go. All right, now I'm trying to remember how I had this. Let's see. I like this edge. So let's flip that up for a second. Let's get some medium down here. Okay. That's how you know that stuff's really thick. It stands up on end. Okay, so I want this to be kind of like right there. And it's not going to turn out exactly the way I thought it was going to, but that's okay. Roll with it. Okay, and then we're going to flip this down. It's kind of funny how those both line up like that, but that's okay. I'm using, what's the name of that piece? This part of the paintbrush that wraps around, it's called like a finial or something. I don't know. There's a special name for it, and I can't think of it. So, but I'm using that to push down with on the paper, so I kind of remove any air bubbles that are in there. There might still be some in there, but I mean, I'll roll with it. That's how we do things at the artist table. Okay, let's get this corner. The reason why is because I want to wrap this around is because there's a rip right here. So that's, but I want to make it look like I'm not fixing something. I want it to look like it's supposed to be that way. So we're going to do this piece here. And okay, and then this piece right here. And then we've got one here and one here, which I think I know exactly which pieces I'm going to use for those. And then we'll wait until this dries before we tuck these pieces over, because if we do it while it's wet, it's going to shift and get sticky and messy, and I don't want to deal with that. So we're going to just kind of do our haphazardy brush strokes. And we're going to do a piece here and a piece here. And I already have this piece, which will work perfectly. I'm just gotta kind of I'm just kind of ripping it so it's not all straight and matchy. Because no one likes matchy. Okay, some people like matchy. I don't like matchy. I'm eclectic. And we're gonna lay that piece right there, just like so. Well, didn't need that much. When you're doing like collage work like this, you want to try and have papers that are of similar weight. This one is a little bit thicker because it has a little bit more paint on it. So I'm going to put a pocket here anyway, so it won't really matter. But when you're, oops, see, this is right. You gotta be careful. but that's okay because that just is kind of tap it into place. It's okay. It's all good. Let's see. I had another little piece. I don't want. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Like, I know I had another little piece. This is going to be perfect for right here. Hang on. Got untucked my foot. This is a nice bright blue. It kind of goes with this. So this is the back of the book right here. This is the front of the book. So you're kind of working two collages at one time, but you want it all to be harmonious. And I'm doing the Piggly Wiggly thing, like I did on the front cover, and I'll show you that in a second here. Okay, so we're gonna let this dry. This I'll let dry overnight before I go back to it. And I'm gonna get a bag for this. I just, instead of cleaning out my brushes, I just put them in a plastic bag. And I take, if it's something that needs to stay damp, I'll mist it with a little bit of water. And then I start sealing it, rolling it up. And there you go. So that'll be ready for me when I'm ready to do that one. So I use the same elements of the front of the book inside the book. And the back of the book, I'm just going to leave the way it is. I might put some paper around this edge. I've got plenty of paper. But we'll do that when we do this because I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. So we're going to put this to the side to let it chill, let it dry. It already has some weight to it just as a cover. And then we've got all those pages and stuff too to put in there. So it's going to be a pretty cool book. Okay. Oof. And it all started with a brown paper bag from Asian Star. Chinese takeout. Okay, let's see. One more thing I need to do. Excuse me. Where the flop? Well, I guess I'll just use this. I wanted to put a coat of Mod Podge on here. And this being a little bit rusty is okay by me. This is the only thing bad about some of these chip brushes. And not all of them do it. This is the really cheap ones like I get. But this has been sitting here for quite some time. But you can wipe most of it off. And as long as you don't, this is the one with water. Shoot. As long as you don't dip it in too far, you don't have to worry about it. So I'm just going to put a coat of Mod Podge on here while we're sitting here. And you can use a foam roller if you want. You can use a foam brush. You could, whatever you want to use, you can use. So this is the one that I started last night at for the color palette challenge. And again, I'm doing Higgly Piggly brush strokes because I think that's going to be kind of my design element. It's kind of becoming a thing for me. I think I like that too much. Spent too many years of my life trying to color in the lines. So this is just going to give it an extra layer of sealing. I will come back again and do the other side. I will put the signatures in and the pockets in. And and I'm going to be honest with you, the reason why this rusted so bad is because I forgot this had water in it. And anytime you use water in anything, it's going to make cheap stuff rust. So, okay. I'm just going to put the lid on this. Put this right here. We're going to let this hang out and chill right here. I might break my own rule and finish this book on the live stream. And I'll see if I can do like a picture-in-picture. Like have my face on part of it. So I might just do that. That way you guys can see me finish this. Because I wanted to give this away tonight to somebody. So we'll see. We'll see. Don't you hate that when your parents would say that to you? We'll see. It's like, no, I want a yes or no answer. And then you have to think about, do I really want a yes or no answer? Because if I get a yes or no answer and it's no, do I really want to hear that? Excuse me. Oof. So, so they had to be careful. You had to be prepared for that no. Okay, that's all of those for the other book. So I just keep all my pieces of paper together like that. So that way I kind of know what's what. And like the little scraps, I just throw them all in a bin because I have an idea. I have like 14 different ideas to use scrap pieces for. So we're going to let this chill out here. And yeah, because this is all stuff for this book. Yeah, and then these are the pages for this book. This is my template for this book. It got a little wet from the condensation from my Dr. Pepper. Yeah, and this is already halfway dry, so another hour it'll be dry enough for me to flip it over. Yeah, so maybe we'll do that on the live stream tonight. I'm going to see if I can get picture-in-picture to work. Maybe. We'll see. So that's all I got for today. I appreciate you guys being patient with me, and we went to this art thing, and it is not at all what I thought it was going to be. But it was cool. It was still cool. So I got to see some cool people and stuff. So it was good. Tonight is at 8 o'clock Central. So in 4.5 hours-ish. 4 hours and 20 minutes. Yeah. We'll see you again. Thank you so much. Have a great evening if I don't talk to you. Remember, be kind to one another. Peace, love, and happiness.